Nothing like coffee out of my Baby Lowe's bucket. If this was a Home Depot orange little bucket, this coffee would taste like crap. Not kidding, look. And I got one hanging off the ceiling behind me, if you've noticed. Good morning. Happy Saturday to you. Scotty comes in, says, the blue bucket crazy man. Love the intro. Appreciate you, buddy. Hey, sweet Polly. Jody, mother effin' P. Hey, USA. Uncle Smiley. Yeah, you like that bucket, do you, Tara? Huh? You like that? Good to see you guys this morning. You know the Lowe's are the best, and we know it. It is what it is. I proved that scientifically, factually, and with experience. Hey, Rosie, good to see you. Buddy, that's right. I like to bring a little something different to the streams, a little something different to the hobby, a little entertainment, things like that. Hey, Dan, good to see you, buddy. Hey, Nightbot. God, I got to keep forgetting to change that. I did not see Foxy's green buckets, and I don't have a problem with green buckets. Green's my favorite color. Green's accepted for sure. For sure. Hands down. As a matter of fact, I would argue that the only equivalent to the Blues Lowe's bucket is a green bucket. And it doesn't matter who the maker is of the green bucket because it's green, it's high quality. I'd like to see the bucket. Jody P says, for those who don't have a Menards, you're missing out. Menards green buckets are superior. They are a good bucket. They are. The Farm and Fleet white one that Branton sent to me, I did end up using it as a temporary urinal in the fish room. And then I sent it to Tara to help get her started with her new tank. But I did clean it out, Tara. You don't have to worry about that. I got some, and so maybe you guys can help me with this problem in the fish room. This guy says you're walking on the fence now about the bucket. Stick to your blue only. I ain't walking on the fence. If you look back at the previous streams, I mentioned that green buckets are just as good. Now, Jody, you can't share links to non-Lowe's buckets. I'll accept the green bucket, but you can't sell links to Menards green buckets. It just can't be that way. I promote the Blues Lowe's. You guys got to admit. Oh my God, it's so cute. Wait, let's get the finger going. It's so much good. So much gooder out of that bucket. But Menards is basically my second home. Yeah, I get you on that, Jody P, for sure. I'm just kidding. You know that. You guys can share any links you want to in here. I like sharing all kinds of information with each other. I found them at Lowe's, Tara. Where do you think I found those? These were at Lowe's. I could have bought a crap ton of these. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll get some more and send them out as little giveaways with Northfin food inside. I just thought of something epic. That's happening. Now, Jody, I know you're talking to Convict Aquatics. Hey, buddy, good to see you. Appreciate you coming in. But it's funny you said that. And it's funny he came in here because I got an issue with convicts right now. Maybe you guys can help me with. If you remember me talking, this 20-gallon long right here, I had a blue polar tiger parrot in there. Now, the blue polar tiger parrot is bred with the convict cichlid, and Discus North corrected me. It's just not the regular convict that they are bred with. They're bred with the red Honduras convicts. Which is cool. And they had babies a few times. It took them a while to get it right. This time, the babies are there, staying. I'm feeding them. They're growing. Came in the fish room yesterday morning. It was last night after work. I came in the fish room to feed the fry the food. And I just grind up the North Fin fish food versions into a powder form and feed it to them. And when I do it, I dunk them in the water a little bit to get it down in there, and they love it. And that's what these other convicts behind these 75 gallons here you see behind me grew up on, and they're big, healthy, doing great. Hey, Discus was just talking about you. And so I'm going to be very interested in what I get with these tiger parrot / convict / red Honduras mix. Excited about it. But anyways, I come out, and this is the part I need your help with. I comes out, I feeds the fish, and I noticed the parrot was at the surface, and he kind of went down. I must have hit him with my fingers. I didn't know it was there. It's packed full of plants. He comes down like this. She comes down like this, looking beat up. Clearly beat up, got some damage on the side, some damage on the fins. I scoop her out. I put her in the heavily planted 29-gallon, and I dose Seachem Stress Guard. Came out this morning, still alive. Gave some more dose of the Seachem Stress Guard to promote that healing. We all know Seachem Stress Guard. If you don't have it in your fish room, you're going to want it because it's fantastic. I call it a peroxide for fish. It binds to the proteins in wounds, disinfects them, and promotes healing, adding that slime coat back on. I'm hoping she bounces back. Now, here's my question. Why all of a sudden that convict beat that parrotfish up like that? Is it because they had babies, the babies stuck around this time, and because we know convicts are very devoted, fathers, mothers, he'll attack me when I come up to the glass. Is it because the convict felt he needed to take this parrotfish out to protect those babies? Let me know what you think here. Hey, Iron Ram Fish Company, good to see you. Appreciate you coming in. Why is that fish tank behind so dark? You're talking about the 125 here? It's looking dark because I have got to clean the algae off the glass. On the underside of the glass. I got to take them out, scrub them off, clean them up. And some of the pothos are growing and blocking the light, as you can see as well. Getting the rebates in the mail for unacceptable. I got to get it cleaned. You're right. Well, the idea of today's stream was to do another maintenance stream. Obviously, I don't have to do water changes because we did that last Saturday. However, I want to clean some pre-filters out, get some sponge filters cleaned out, and scrape some more algae. I'll scrape algae during the week too. However, and I'm not looking at the camera when I talk to you guys sometimes because I'm literally looking at my fish room when I'm talking about the fish room. I can see it. But I was originally going to do that, but not feeling up to it today. I'm going to do it later. I've been working out. I've been eating better. I'm dropping some weight. I'm working out the muscles. You can't see it, but I made a DIY weight bench. Didn't want to buy one. It's stupid. You can make these things yourself for what I'm going to do it for. I'm not going nuts, but I've already dropped a few pounds and feeling better, but I am sore tired from yesterday. I was tired all day yesterday. I don't know if I slept too much or not enough. And I got a fair bit of a job I got to do today, which is another thing I want to talk about. We're going to get into. Convict said, "Hi, Smile. Did you say that the parrot is the female of the breeding?" I believe so, Convict. I believe the parrot is the female. Now, I could be wrong. I am terrible at sexing fish. But the convict in there is fairly large, grew larger than the rest of my convicts, very big. Males are generally bigger than females. And they didn't start having babies until I put that tiger polar parrotfish in there later. Now, I don't know, but I'm assuming the parrotfish is the female. Could be wrong. But I appreciate you following me up because no one's really said anything, but I'm wondering why that convict would all of a sudden just beat that parrotfish up, unless you're thinking it's the reverse. Maybe the convict's the female and the parrot's the male, and the mom beat dad up. I don't know. Well, I'll tell you what I can do here, John. Appreciate you coming in. Good to see you, buddy. Tara says you can't lift weights. What about your shoulder? My shoulders are fine. It's I got in this arm here, I got real bad tendonitis that has started. It's hard to grip them weights, but I still do it. More female parrots are sterile than females. More male parrots are sterile than females. I'm having a hard time wrapping my mind around that. Hold on. I need a little brain power. More male parrots are sterile than females. And I'm having a hard time understanding that, John, because wouldn't you mean more female parrots? Or no, you're saying more male parrots. So the males are sterile than the females. Polly says, "Thanks for the advice about my Severum on Discord the other day. I got him looking a lot better. Only problem is I think he's being bullied by my other Severum, so I may have to get a new tank." Okay, or and what I've learned from GM over Happy Place Aquatics is Severums are a very slow growing fish, very slow. I don't know how big the tank is, but maybe, and I do suggest instead of having to move them, split that tank in the middle with a divider. And I got a video out on this. The Life with Pets tank dividers are absolutely amazing. They fit perfect. You can get it solid. You can get them with holes in it. They fit your tanks absolutely perfect. John says, "In parrotfish, males shoot blanks more often than females don't produce." Okay. Well, I got babies and they've done it more than once. So what are you thinking then, John? Hey, Brandon, good to see you, buddy. I will invite myself, and I'm going to give you a shot of this. Excuse me, just bear with me a minute. I am going to invite myself to this. I'll put myself on full screen, and I'm going to show you these parrots, and this parrot. Now she's kind of hiding and she's stressed out. I'm hoping she comes back. See if I can get a shot of her. Refreshing. I'm waiting for the link to come through. Jesse's Sideshow. All right, let me turn the volume down on this. Boom. Hope I don't get that terrible feedback. Jesse, number 2, coming in. Just one more fish. Good to see you, buddy. Appreciate you coming in. Okay. Add maximize. I'm going to take you over here. but I need to mute the camera. All right, check this out. John says if convict is naturally colored, that will be easy to tell. Okay. Hopefully you can see. That's a boy. I don't see a pink belly. Okay, and I do have some with the pink belly over there in my actual convict tank. So that's the boy. Now he does have some blue tip fins, really pretty. Now let me show you, see if I can get a shot of the tiger parrot. A daddy convict that eats his fry. That's a good fish right there. Well, she just went hiding, but is moving around better. But if you look, he's not eating the fry. There's a ton of them in there. You should have saw you should have seen him swimming around in there. But that's a boy. I appreciate that information. So, do you think I should take the daddy out, put him with his convict family he came from, and put the parrot back in there? Yeah, I'll show you my other ones. It's hard to see with these big overhead shop lights on and get a lot of reflection. Polly says I have 2 7s with a 12. BA Tetras in a 75 gallon. The gold one is a little bigger than the green one, and he chases him nonstop. I think that's why the green one got sick. Yeah, stresses them out. Terrace just put it back with its babies. Comic says I've never seen a male to eat. I never seen a male to eat. Unfortunately, at times. Okay. Brent says, "Hey Jesse, how's that Monstera pushing a new leaf yet?" Not a new leaf, but oh, I kicked myself out. But it's doing really good, Branton. And it's grown really big roots. So I appreciate you. That plant is doing fantastic. Hold on a minute, guys. I'll be right back. Bear with me. Sorry about that. Let's see what we got here. Appreciate the stop sign, Branton. Stan, your deer stands ready. Jose's in. Good to see you, buddy. Appreciate you coming in. Cable person here on an off signal. Okay, I got you, Jose. Christian B, good to see you, buddy. Appreciate you coming in. There's Stan. 3G got to hang out the door today. We'll be taking it to the lease next week. We are covering it up with hogs. Tommy's in. Good to see you, buddy. So that brings me to my next subject. Working and lurking on the Mission Impossible, cleaning up excess duckweed in the tank. Yeah, freaking duckweed. Appreciate you, Stan. Yeah, man. Working out, losing some weight. DIY bench behind me. Sore. Slanging and banging, eating better. More vegetables, eating less portions, things like that. Yeah. It was time to get back in, get my lazy self back into shape. And I'm enjoying it. So with the cold weather coming, I cannot use my garden hose to do my water changes. It gets quite cold here in North Carolina in the wintertime. And it seems to be getting colder every year. And so I did get the utility sink that I was talking about. It is going to be in the next room. It's over there. And I have got to get the water lines ran to it. And that's what I'm going to be doing today, getting that set up so I can adjust the temperature of the water. A lot of times last winter, that garden hose, the water froze inside of it, blocking the flow. And so I have to get this done. So that's what I'm going to be working on today after the stream. Peplin is a member for 7 months. He says, good morning. Getting ready for another swap. Appreciate your membership. Appreciate your support. And you be safe going to that swap, sir. Hey, Pete Tag, good to see you, buddy. Doing good. He says, Brant says he ate a whole pizza. I think it said ate a whole pizza last night. Good Lord. I used to do that crap. There was a time I could eat 2 double Whoppers myself and fries and a milkshake from Burger King. But I don't really eat too much fast food anymore. It's garbage food. It's terrible for you. I don't drink pop. I coffee, water. I would drink tea, but I don't really like tea. Yeah, I'm going to do something with these little buckets. Yeah. Man. It's good. Stan's firing up the smoker and doing some baby back ribs and chicken sausage. Man, that sounds good right there, buddy. Go ahead and email me some when you're done. We'll take it. So I guess I found out that the convict in there is the daddy then, and the parrotfish for sure is the female. That's funny, Brent. We do pizza Friday nights too. Pizza is only Friday nights. Other than that, I eat healthy. I didn't eat sugar at all. That's funny. We do that too. Sideshow. Good to see you. I learned to stop fearing the bomb and just learn to love duckweed. It isn't going anywhere. Yeah, no matter what you do, it keeps coming back. The mini bucket DIY filter series. How many kinds of filters can you make from them? I think that's pretty neat, John. Yeah. Yeah, you could make some cool little filters out of these. Line up a bunch in a row, connect them together with like half-inch PVC. Fill them with lava rock. You could do like 4 lava rocks, 4 filter floss. Do a whole, like, have these filter both my 20-gallon longs up there. Put like 10 of them in a series using lava rock and filter floss. John says, do they come with lids? Yeah, they do. And what's nice about the Lowe's, they're always thinking about you. They got a little thing here, a little titty here for you. Get that bad boy back off. Brian, I was going to swamp betta buckets. How long till fish police show up? Yeah, that'd be terrible. That'd be a terrible beta bucket. I get the cups that they come in have more room than these. Says, oh, I like that idea. I make a box filler. How much are those little? They're cheap, man. You can get a bunch of them. I think they're like $1 or something. You can get a bunch of these little guys, and you could get like 20 of them. Get little like half-inch PVC and the rubber grommets, and just fill them full of lava rock. Some with just pack them full of polyfill or filter floss, and a little pump. And you could big massive filter for small tanks. I heard the click. You could even DIY a canister with that. If anyone even wanted canisters, oh yeah, I mean, canisters are the best filtration, really the only filtration, John. We all know that, so I know you're just messing around. All Branton heard was titty. Yeah, they're at Lowe's. They're cheap. You can get a stack of them. Come with lids and a handle. You see? Yeah. Yeah, see? Yes, sir. I don't recommend putting too hot a coffee in this plastic to drink, but my coffee wasn't hot. It was warm. Branton would say he has a few Menards mini buckets. Titty. Yeah, look. My wife says I call everything a titty. You know that little titty with the titties? Well, Jody P, I mean, you guys should be done now. What's taking so long? I mean, you guys act like that's a big operation over there. For God's sakes. I mean, you should be done by now. Shit, it's October. Coming up on mid-October. What are you doing over there? Work faster. I mean, drink more coffee. I don't know what you're doing. You know, I'm kidding. That's a large undertaking you're doing. John says, I'm going to go broke buying novelty Lowe's buckets now. Yeah, John, for sure. Yeah, make sure you tell everybody where you heard it from first. Boom. Their drinks, their coffee mugs, and giveaways. I'm gonna pack these full Northfin Foods next time I do a giveaway, and you guys are gonna get these. Maybe we'll do this as a Christmas thing. Maybe, you know, little Lowe's buckets packed full of Northfin food and stickers inside or something. To all channel members, because I can't afford to send it out to everybody. Yeah, Jody, what's taking so long? Jesse wants to know. A couple of fish tanks, throw some water. Come on, Jody. That's right. Come on. Oh shit, coffee. I made it. Gotta get a. That's right. Get your coffee. Gotta have coffee. None of this happens without coffee. We run on coffee in this fish room. The fish have coffee. Yeah, that's right. They love my coffee, and that's why they grow so healthy. Sketty always wants to know, well, how my fish always look so healthy all the time. She's been following me some years. She's seen them. They're still going strong. It's because they have coffee in Northfin Foods. I soak the Northfin food in the coffee and feeds it to the fish. Mystery bucket giveaway. That's interesting. Got to do something nice for the channel members, and that's a good idea. We're closing in on the season for 2 pots of coffee per day. That sounds right. Jody drinks more coffee than I do. I might have 4 a day tops. Jody has 2 pots. Things like that. Is it food? Is it a filter? Is it a gift certificate? Is it a fish? That's right, John. You're not going to know. Gotcha. Yeah, Jody's slacking a little bit, Brandon. Brandon and I are the Bash Brothers. If we wind up in one of your guys' live streams together, look out. One of us is going to jail. One of us is getting kicked out. We're going to make somebody mad. Something's going to happen. It's a 14-cup coffee maker. Hubs is getting a max of 2 cups. The rest is mine. 14 cups. Now you're sounding like a Twitch streamer. Oh, is that what they do? I added those sound effects on. I think they're good. I like it. Let me get these up here. Boom. John says, I got the idea from a mystery box at ACA auction. Can't wait to see the mystery box in Lexington in June. The mystery box. If I was a larger channel, there's a lot of things I want to get into. If you guys remember Mass Aquariums, he does this thing called the aquarium box or something like that. The water box, I think it was. And he would do this thing where you could call up, and once he gets to know you, your fish room and stuff, he sets these box up and mail them out to you monthly. And the water box supplied all your needs, the food you use, the things you need, stuff like that. But it was like a monthly thing. And it worked for a little bit, but I think it ended up failing. He got out of this mess. He's not really around anymore. But that was a long time ago. If I was a bigger channel, I'd love to get into things like that where I could set up a monthly thing where I send you curated to your needs. And stuff like that. A lot of stuff I want to do, but it's just I can't do that as a small channel. It's so hard to grow. I've tried so many things, and we're over 3 years now doing this, so I'm not complaining. I'm pretty happy where I'm at. Friends with all you fine people, got awesome channel members, awesome subscribers, love the input, enjoy every Saturday with you. Great sponsors, so I can't complain. But I just I always say, if the bigger the channel is, the better the gifts and giveaways will be, and that is true. But I just haven't been able to get to that point. I'd love to be able to do a FX6 giveaway, FX4 giveaway. Would love to be able to do those things, but I just don't pull in them kind of funds to support that. It was a partnership. I think the direction the 2 partners wanted to take was different directions. Oh, is that what it was, John? Okay. And I can't remember who he's in with. And I liked Mass Aquariums. I like what he did. He was a cool dude. He was an unfiltered guy, direct to the point. I liked him. I liked what he did. He was pretty good. Mass Aquariums. Mike. That was his name. Mike over at Mass Aquariums. So, but yeah, that's the biggest news I've got going on in my fish room. The guys finally had babies. They're swimming around. They're doing good. However, the parrot got bait up, so I'm healing her. Hopefully, she comes back strong. Because I really do like the tiger polar bear, polar parrot, polar blue. You know what I mean? I have to eat some of that duckweed that I got. Get myself together. I gotta get. Let me do something real quick here. There. I had to do it while I was thinking about it. Update that Nightbot. Love the idea of the aquarium subscription box, but if half the company points one way and the other points the other, it's hard to stay afloat. Exactly. Yeah, and I'd love to bring that back. I'd like to do that. I guess you got to start somewhere, regardless. I guess when you want to do things like that, see how it goes. But you also got to, figure have stock on things. Northfin Foods, I can get out there for sure. But things like meds and stuff like that, if I remember right, if you had a subscription, and it was kind of pricey though, which I can understand, especially now because it costs a lot of money to have those things shipped, to have them here, and you're packing them up and you're sending them out, and you're gonna have them. You're not going to just send them in any box. You're going to want a nice, good looking box to send them out with your logo on it. So that all costs money. Alice says, my aquarium box. They were vendors at the NEC convention in Connecticut years ago. Greg is the guy I know. Okay. Good to see you, Allison. My aquarium box. That's what it was. I just know Mass Aquariums was a part of that. And I think, too, he had a lot of kids, and it was getting hard for him to do the YouTube thing and raise a family with all the sports and stuff they were in. It was a hectic life. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, I don't think you guys already seen my DIY fake rock wall there. Kind of framed those two tanks in. Other than that, nothing really special happening in the fish room. All the fish are good. I've had no deaths. The only problem I've had what I talked about already. I do have the utility sub here. I talked about that. I got to get it water in there, and that system will now feed this system I plumbed in here for doing water changes. But the upside is I'll be able to adjust the temperature. I won't have any freezing problems like I do with the hose, and still be able to maintain that quick, efficient water change setup that I've created here. I have recently got rid of some of these strip lights that were causing me a lot of problems, particularly right here, this 75-gallon right here. I had that Marineland, I forget what it's called. It's right there. It's a 4-foot long Marineland LED light. Great light, programmable. As far as the timer goes, you can't change like the percentages of the spectrums. But that light has always caused algae for me big time. I finally got irritated with it, took it off, and implemented my pendant lighting. And I also dialed down the hours that my lights are on. I dropped it down an hour, and I'm already seeing a major difference with algae. I also dropped the hourly time that the big shop lights are on an hour as well. Off to work now. Hope you all have a great day. You too, Jody P. Appreciate you. Be safe. Thanks again for coming in, and we look forward to the opening of the Tropical Fish Company. So that's basically what I'm currently battling in my fish room. I'm trying to get the algae down. I get cyanobacteria. You can kind of see it in the corner of the 375 right there. That's got to come out. You try, it comes back. I've done the erythromycin. The only thing I haven't done is the blackouts. I don't think I need to. I've defeated it before. I can do it again, but it just makes the tanks look really ugly. I only feed every other day. I don't overstock my aquariums. The only tank I have that's really overstocked is the 125 Mabuna tank right there, but it seems to be balanced. Both either having babies, they keep their own babies in check. I'm not overrun with them. I don't have any algae issues in that tank. Is that a new species of convict? What are you talking about, convict? Scotty says, you're absolutely right about those marine land strips. I have 3 of them up in the attic. Yeah, I got one up there. I finally, I can't remember the name of it. I've had it forever. It's a great light, but they cause so much algae because you can't dial them down. It's just blazing. And it causes so much algae in my tanks. I had to get rid of it. It's not rid of it. I have it up there. One thing, Scotty, I've found that's great with LED strip lights that you're not going to use anymore, and I've done it with some of these night crew lights. I mounted one up under my cabinet above my coffee, where our countertop is for our coffee, because you know how you can buy those lighted under cabinet lightings. Well, these are free. You just light them on there, put or mount it up under there, and you got under the cabinet lighting. I've done that with a lot of things with these LED strip lights I'm not using. I'll probably think of something for that down the road. I've got one up there, an old Phoenix lighting up the North Fin sign. Okay, let's see. Brent says, are you on the lookout for any new fish? Any fish you've wanted for a while and you can't seem to find? Yes. And I've got the perfect tank for it, Branton. I want Geophagus. I want the Miller Winterized, but I really want the Geophagus Sveni, however you say it. That is my bucket list fish. I'd like to get about 4 Geophagus Sveni, and they're going to go right into this 375. So yeah, that's the fish I am looking for a fairly decent price. And I like to get my fish small because I like to get the full time with them as possible. I do like them a little big. Because if they're too small, I'm not going to be able to put them in this aquarium. I think they'll get beat up, killed by these guys. But I would love 4 Sveni. You guys can correct me. I don't know how to say that. Email you. Okay. I will do. I'm assuming your email is on, well, Jose, if he's still here, I'm sure he can text me your email too, but it's probably on your channel. That is a bucket list fish. I did think I was going to get some. I was going to get some from Tommy. He's, Silver Creek Aquatics, the Aquatic News Network, Tommy. And he's got beautiful, full-grown Winnemiller eyes. However, logically, financially, it did not make sense to pay to ship those fish to me from Texas. To ship those fish overnight for how heavy it was going to be, and given their age, it was going to be like, I forget what it was going to be. Let's just $800 to fish 6 which is a far cry, because to buy these fish with their size and what they are would have been more than that, $1,000 worth of fish, but it would have been just about $800 to get them here, and hopefully they arrive alive with no guarantee because it was coming from him. So it just didn't make sense to do that. Okay, I'm pretty sure Tristan has some. Let me check with him. I'll drop off. All right. You have Jose. Yeah, have Jose give you my number. Okay, I'll text him, and you tell him that you authorize that. So Jose, he won't give anyone's personal information out unless he knows it's allowed. The parrot. Yeah, I don't know, but here's the story behind that comment. I'm glad you asked. I went to PetSmart. And I go in there. I goes into PetSmart. I goes in there. I walks in there. And I see this. By the way, my PetSmart just did a remodeling sale, and they got all new tanks, all new lighting, all new fish. It looks amazing. It's beautiful, a lot better looking. They was doing a 75% off remodeling sale, and I got lots of fish for cheap. Went back there, and they've got new species of fish coming in. You can get Berkshires now. You can bite your Berkshire, however you want to say it. And they had this blue polar tiger parrot sitting there. I was like, that is a beautiful fish, and I have never seen it before. They've sold the blood parrots, in different versions, but I've never seen one of these. And that's what it's labeled as, the polar blue tiger parrot. So I got him. He's been with me since, doing great till this butthole beat him up a little bit. Her. So have I ever heard of the polar blue tiger parrot? No, but apparently it's been around because I've been talking to other people who has them and had many of this. Who is it? Somebody in the fish fam has a ton of them. Like, I can't remember who it is. How new they are, I don't know that. We could look it up. But what a pretty fish. And now I got her mix with up there. So and like I said, it more towards the beginning of the stream, you got a polar blue tiger parrot mixed with a convict. There's red Honduras convicts mixed into that. That daddy has beautiful blue fin tips, as does the parrotfish. So I'm really curious what these babies are going to turn out looking like. Geos grow fairly slow. Lovely fish. Lovely fish. V1. Geos grow fair slow. So, and that's not a problem because I have a tank that they can grow up in before I move them to the 375. So maybe I should look at the range of medium instead of small. Because basically, this 375 is going to be one big South American tank apart from the blood parrots over there. I think Tiffany has some of them, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I was talking to somebody about them, and she said she's just overrun with them. Well, what a beautiful fish. Had to have one. It was the only one they had, and I brought it home, and been great. Now, as I went over there and tried to get her on camera, she's moving around a little more. It seems that second dose of Stress Guard really helped. I'm really hoping she bounces back, but that convict did a number on her. I didn't see any open flesh, cut wounds, or anything like that, but clearly raised bumps on her right side and tail, and stressed. So in that tank, she's going to be able to chill, relax. I threw some food in there, hopefully nibbling on that. Heavily planted 29-gallon where she can just chill and recoup, and I really hope that happens. Hey, Joe, I had you in mind yesterday. I've not said, if you didn't hear Jose, Jesse 2 said for you to send me his number so I can get a hold of him. You can scroll back to see that. And I want to talk to him about some Geo Speni or whatever. To me, Jose. Hey, Mad Max, good to see you, buddy. Convict. Oh, Mad Max is coming in strong, saying hello to everybody. And if you didn't see Mad Max, it's like that. This guy says, my Geos are 3 years old, got them as juveniles, and they're about 5 inches now. So 3 years, they grew to 5 inches. That's slow. That is slow. I also have 5 clown loaches that I'm growing out for the 375 and a bala shark. And I know the clown loaches are slow growers. They seem to be doing real well. Let's look something up. Yeah, it's really not going to be a South American tank. I think most of my fishing here will be South American, but the clown loaches are from Asia. Where's the bala shark from? Bali? Where is the bala shark come from? Bela. Also Asia, Southeast Asia. So it's going to be like a South America Asian mix, because I believe the Geos are South American. Yeah, they are. So it's going to be a mix of South America, Southeast Asian, and True Blood parents. Wombats, yeah. Ooh, look up wombats. Let's do it. Add a tab. Now, why are we looking at wombats? Ads. Share that, man. Why isn't it sharing that? I'm on this picture. Why is it like stuck here? I've clicked on a picture. They poop squares. That's interesting. What name are you going to call your new fry from? What name are you going to call your new fry from them? Oh, what do you do there? Polar blue tiger parrot mixed with regular convict and red Honduras. You name it, I'll use it, sir. The wombats poop squares, huh? That's an interesting fact. Red Han Con, the Hong Kong parrot. How about that? No, we're forgetting the blue part. Hong Kong tiger blue parrot. We'll just call them Hong Kongs. But you got to throw the parrot in there. Hong Kong parrot. Sounds like a Chinese or Japanese thing. Hong Kong. I don't know. That's tough. Lots to choose from. Oh my goodness. Han parrot. I feel like con parrot would be better because a convict is covering both the red Honduras and regular parrot and all the species. So I feel like con parrot would be better. I don't know. Maybe. What are you going to do? Lots to choose from. You could sit down for hours writing things down and figure that out and come up with probably 100 different cool names and not at the end not be able to pick one because they're all cool. Yeah. Con parrot. So, yeah, these guys do over here in the 375. I do get a little bullying from the blood parrots because they got two. The Dempsey's more chill than I thought he was going to be, but he does go after all the fish a little bit. He's not trying to like destroy anybody. He'll just come up to them and kind of push them with their mouths, and him and the Oscar will do the mouth thing and push each other a little bit, and then they go their separate ways. So I'm not having, as a follow-up, because I was discussing before I moved these fish into this tank. Uh Not bad so far. But I want to get these clown loaches, and it's going to take years. I want to get them nice and big when I put them all in there at once. I just worry about the big common pleco I have in there. Do you think the common pleco will try to suck on the clown loaches? I mean, they try to suck on all fish. Can't have that, especially because they're a scaleless fish. I wish I had, I thought about in this space right here, getting like a 300-gallon stock tank for that common pleco. I did build the stand for the 375. And that is 2x10s. I'm sorry, 2x12s on concrete blocks, then plywood on, and then I have a board decking on the top, and then I have plywood on top of that with the foam mat. The reason why I used 2x12s is because they were already here. I had a 300-gallon glass tank sitting here before this that failed, which is sitting outside now. And I used these big 2x12 planks to hold it. So I just used what I had to make an actual box, standing them up on the edge and making it like you should on the concrete blocks. There's 2 FX6 canister filters filtering this tank. And you see those notches I had to cut out in the wood. That is so I could get the FX canister filters in and out when I'm cleaning them and lubing the seals. But yeah, I built this. Everything's screwed and wood glued. You could park a truck on that bad boy. And the tank is custom acrylic. I had to put some weight on top of the feeding ports because that Oscar over there was thinking that the little titties that have the cover on the feeding ports, he was thinking those little titties was food. So we would jump up and hit the feeding port covers and they'd go flying up in the air. So I had to put some weight on it because I didn't want them jumping out. Okay, sounds good, buddy. I'll text him for sure. See what he can come up with. But yeah, I love Geophagus. They're a beautiful fish. It is a fish I've always wanted. So if I was to buy a fish now, it would be those Geospheni. I'm told they're sensitive. They can be a little harder to care for, but we'll see. And if Jesse too has experience with them, I'd certainly love his input on the care of them. Beastly, I scored some micro lamb for my pond off some Lily Rich people a few towns over. Oh, I got you. I scored some micro lamb for my nice. Yeah, that's always, I like when that happens. Yeah, little titties on top of things. You guys see that thing? What's your name? Huh? What's your name? Tony. Well, F you, Tony. Titty stream. Everything's a titty to me. My wife says everything's a titty. Everything's a titty to you. Well, if there's a little thing popping up on something, that's what I call it. Cody, good to see you, buddy. Know by the name. Running out of room in the fish room, though. I'll tell you that. Running out of room. I had that table last stream that I made here. Got rid of that to make room for this DIY bench. I think it's a little bit more important to get myself into shape. So now I got 2 bar stools in here. What am I doing with them? Well, I'm sitting on both of them. Yeah, I got one for each cheek as I'm doing this stream, just so you guys know. There's Tommy. Good to see you, buddy. Appreciate you coming in. He's working hard behind the scenes. Got a lot of cool things coming your way. If you're not subscribed to the Aquatic News Network, when do it, you get education, you get comedy. It is awesome. Many different things. Support is important. Absolutely, sir. So yeah, everything's sore, man. Sore. Like all this clear up sore, but that's good. If you ain't sore, you're not doing it right. It's funny you say that, Christian B, because that's what spawned this. Concrete, wood, stacked setup here. That's a 55, and above it is 220-gallon longs. And I made sure when I made that, I had a hangover on this end for more storage, because the more you create, the more storage you can create, the better. And then I made a concrete shelving unit over here. It's got 3-tiered shelves, and I got rid of that cart that was here because I needed more room. So yeah, I got my food there, my products, my test kits, you name it, back there. Of course, the pump that I use to do water change gets hung on a wall. Anything you can store and get off the floor, the better. Space gets to be a premium in a single stall garage, especially when you're a nut like us and we have more than 12 aquariums. I've got 12 aquariums now, and I would love to build like a pond right here in this area, do like Dan does over at Everyday Fish Keep, and have beautiful like lily pad type plants on there. And I could put my I could get my common pleco out of here, put him in there. Although that common pleco doesn't try to suck on the fish as much as the other one does. I have in this 75 here. He's a lot smaller. He's growing out. But they can be a problem for sure. Be civil and respectful. Okay. Was that what they told you to do, NC Pleco? Good to see you. Appreciate you stopping in and saying hello. Jesse, I'm sore just getting out of bed. These golden years ain't so golden. Yeah. Yeah, you got to do your stretches, Scotty. You got to do some push-ups, things like that. Strengthen that core. That would probably get a little better for you. Jose, it took me way too long to figure out that message. Coffee isn't working. What did Jose say? Six straight days. Really. I appreciate you, Christian B. I like it too. I like coming in here. It's changed, I think, as most fish keepers rooms do. My channel is about efficiency and making the hobby easier. And I have proven that you can have 12, 13, 14, up 20, 25 as many as you want. And it doesn't have to be a chore. If you do some of the setups that I put out in some of my videos, like the PVC faucets at each tank, I've cut my water changes and maintenance, which used to take upwards of almost an entire day Saturday, to 1 hour. I can do all the water changes. I can scrape all the algae. If there's any uneaten food that I want to take out, and do the water changes in every one of these tanks in an hour. Great. Now Golden Years by Bowie is going to be stuck in my head. And coffee, right? Did you get your coffee? It was just the name thing. See if I missed something up here. Yeah, I love those kind of finds. Who said that? I think it was Sideshow. Yeah, about the micro. Getting rich people, man, they get rid of some things. They don't know what they have, or they don't care. They have enough money. You get some pretty sweet deals. I love that kind of finds. I have a couple HOB filters. I'm part of the problem. You are part of the problem, Christian B. Hanging the back filters will work for you. But to me, the hang on the back filter is efficient, but it really isn't. Why it's efficient is because it's up on top of the tank. It's easy to get to. They're not very big. Easy. Don't take as long to clean, right? But they're inefficient because they constantly need maintenance. They're always clogging up. They're always stopping. They're always doing the overflow thing. All my hang in the back filters, no matter which one it is, every week they had to be something done to them. Little plant fibers getting wrapped around the impeller, roots, sand, whatever the case may be. Something was always causing me to do something to a hang on the back filter every week, if not more frequent. My canister filters, they're not on top of the aquarium. You don't see them. You see two little hoses peeking up. Makes the aquarium look better. They're down below. You don't see them. And I don't have to mess with them but once a year. And I keep tabs on my whiteboard back here when I clean them out. Once a year, while I clean it up, I lube the seals. That's it. And they keep running. And I have no leaks because I lube the seals. A lot of people don't do that. They're quiet. They don't have lids that rattle. Now, have I had some problems with canister filters over the years? Yeah. I had a Fluval 306 leak at the Aquastop valve. Changed the valve. Hasn't been a problem since. I've had two motors I've had to replace on the FX series. One was a 4, one was a 6. Replaced it. But still, to replace that motor is like $100. You really can't get it any cheaper than that unless you know somebody. But I would rather spend $100 to fix what I have than spend $300-400 to buy a new filter. Put the new motors on, off they go. They're filtering more water. They're powerhouses. And in my opinion, they make the hobby a lot more efficient and your fish rooms more efficient. Yes, that's why I love canister. I have a few HOB. Yeah, and with jobs like you got, Jose, where you're always running, you're always working, you got lots going on. Same with me. It's a massive help. Because you're correct. They get to be a pay. They do. And if you got 1 or 2 tanks, okay. I would even credit you 3. But when you start getting upwards of 12, 13, 14 on up tanks, hanging the back filters is just not the way to go. You're better off doing sponges, but unfortunately, with sponge filters, they just don't work with some tanks and fish because they just don't filter enough. They don't have enough filtering capability to deal with fish like cichlids who like to dig up the sand or large fish that poop a lot. They're not going to keep up with that load. They're just not going to do it. So the best thing you can do is sumps, canister filters. I'm not a fan of sumps. Never had one. I might think differently if I had one, but I see a lot of you guys with your sumps. I watch Ben Ochart and his sumps. I know the perks that they have, but I just don't like them. And I don't like tanks drilled. I like my hang in the back filter. In my opinion, canister filters are just the best filtration you can have. They're not the most cost effective, but they're the best filtration. Yeah, and it is normal wear and use, as is anything. And when with any filter, you're exactly right. But still, you're joking. I don't crack these, and that's the other thing. I think, and I've always said, if you look back at my videos, less is best. The less you do with and in your tanks, the better. Let things be, let things settle, let things evolve, grow, get your hands out of it. The less you crack those filters open, the less you have problems. I think Ben Ochart was touching on this last Saturday. The less you crack those canister filters open, the less problems you're going to have. You don't need to crack them open but once a year, unless you have a problem. I don't constantly have my hands in my tanks ripping plants up. I keep fish. I don't keep tanks. They don't look the best. I throw some plants and rocks in wherever they may land. And I let the fish make it their home. And I'm not always in there bothering on them, messing with them, ripping crap out. I don't know how the king of DIY keeps tanks. He doesn't. He's constantly changing, ripping up, tearing down, which I get it. He gets a lot of views. He's been doing this a lot longer than me. He knows what he's doing. But and he has some beautiful setups. But what drives me nuts, he creates these beautiful setups only to rip them down. He just recently set up 2 separate tanks to look like one. I don't know if you guys saw that. Beautiful. And he's going to tear it. I know in the near future, he'll be tearing it apart and changing it. I would love to go into Joey's fish room and just sit down and enjoy those tanks. I don't think the man ever does that. I like to come in my fish room and enjoy this hobby for what it is. Yes, I do have a YouTube into things and I like to get videos out there, but I'm not ripping up just to get views and have change. Don't get me wrong. Would I love to set up a new tank every 4 to 5 months? Yeah, I'd love to do that, but I'd run out of room real quick. for me, 12 tanks is good. That's probably my cap. I got my monster tank I've always wanted, the 375, loving it, happy as I can be. I will not add any more tanks, but I wonder if Joey actually gets to go in his, and he might. We don't know what he does behind the scenes. Does he actually just go in there and sit on his chair and enjoy his creations and what he's done? And just sit down and freaking enjoy it without thinking, what can I tear up and do different? I personally wouldn't like that. What do you guys think? My daughter is all excited about her new tank. Got a free 20 high at the class, setting it up today. One happy little. That's cool, Jose. Setting up new tanks is fun. We enjoy it, and I do. It's it's fun. I have an old Clarity Plus acrylic reef tank with a hidden overflow wet dry system built. That's a nice setup, Sideshow. Cody. If I can call you Cody. That is a nice little setup. Only issue is fish find their way back there. Yeah, and I hear that's a problem with DIY backgrounds. Another thing I'm not into. DIY backgrounds I can create their own problems. That's because he has top create new videos all the time, and he lives on exactly Mad Max, and he has to do that. He has to have new stuff coming in all the time. He makes a good living. All of his videos get thousands of views. He makes good money at what he does, but it's hard work to maintain that, and he's got to constantly add new and make change, or he wouldn't go anywhere. But I got into this hobby because I like keeping fish. So for me, where I'm at with my channel, it's perfect. I make a little bit of money every month. I got some sponsors. I get to help offset the cost of my hobby, meet all you fine people, be friends with people all over the world. And I don't have to rush to get to the next video. So to me, where I'm at my level, I feel like it's perfect. Everybody says, and I was talking about it, I'd like to be a bigger channel. Would I like to be a little bigger? Yeah. To the point where I can do a little more for myself and give back to my members and subscribers. Yeah. But I'm comfortable where I am. If I don't want to put a video out for a month, I'm good. I have a full-time job that I go to every day, I have no stress. YouTube post when I can wait. Exactly, Jose. I set up a tank a month for my first year and got expensive. Oh, sure. I've got a thing here from Twitch. We are live to YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. It is a job for Joey. Yep. Hey, Asaya, good to see you. Appreciate you coming in. Yeah, it is his job. I mean, but whatever. What better way to have a job is your hobby and the thing you love the most. So he might feel differently. He probably enjoys it. He's living the dream. Got a nice setup over there, been doing it a long time. He gets to go to work every day in his fish room. That'd be great. I wish I could do the same thing. But something has to suffer in that kind of a situation, and I feel like that's what it is. I don't think the man ever gets to sit down and truly just enjoy his fish room. But I could be wrong. Yeah, Mad Max, he disagrees. I don't think Mad Max, he don't want the chaos of it. And I agree. It seems like chaos to me, Mad Max, when I watch his video. Right, gotta do this, gotta move this, and go over here, and gotta take it. Now we're outside to the pond, and this is messed up. Now we gotta come over here. It's chaos. Exactly. Hobby is a hobby. I'll come in here, roll up my chair, and I sat right here one day after work, after I got a shower, and I put my feet up, and I watched this 300. I'll pick a different tank every day. I put my feet up, and I literally fell asleep watching that tank. Just watching this tank. That's a hobby. I work every day in my fish room, working it right now. Yes, sir. Christian makes $0 off my hobby or YouTube. I keep fish because I love it. Exactly, Christian B, and that's what it's all about. And when I started the YouTube channel, I was very translucent, and I still am. I did it for two reasons. One, to share my hobby with the world. My family really isn't into it, so I get to share it with you fine people. We get excited about things, and we want to talk about it with somebody. That's what I got you guys for. But the other part of it is I wanted to make money. I want to make a little money off it so I can help offset the cost of the hobby. And I did it. And that's where I'm at. Now I just have to maintain it. And I hope I can do that for the long term. Got wonderful people like Northman. I've talked about him many times. Higer sponsoring the channel. Although Higer's like the Village Doorknob, they're sponsoring everybody. But still, they come out with some decent products. And I got some of them in here that I like that I'm still running and working real well. Some of them, not so well. But I am where I want to be. I've said this many times, and I have no complaints. And that's because you find people support me too when you don't have to. But and then I think, what can I add that you guys don't already know? I got videos out there. I love when I get comments when I truly help somebody. Got some recent comments about the goldfish and stress, what to do when your fish is stressed. Really helping somebody, and I get those comments. I absolutely love it. But I also like to make people laugh. So you'll get a lot of entertainment out of me, hence the beginning of the live stream. My favorite thing is to share my hobby with you guys, make people laugh. And when I truly help somebody, that's what I love. And in return, I get lots of advice and help from you guys. Just like now I know that convict's the male and the parrot for sure is the female, thanks to John over at Slex Pet helped me out with that. So win, win, win all day long. Love it. I absolutely love my fishing, and honestly, making money to help pay the bills has made me love. Yeah, it does, man. You get a $100-200 just from doing something you like. You can't beat that. It started as just a hobby for me, then became my community, my friend group, and support system. Yeah, exactly. 100%, Asaya. Our 4 tanks are in our living room within eyesight of the couches. They actually flank our TV and the shrimp beta amber tetra 15-gallon on the kitchen counter. That's cool, Dan. Yeah, so you're in the kitchen, you're in the living room, and you get to see them fish. I had all my tanks in the dining room before I moved them out here. Today, the fish I'm going to drop off will pay for the girls to get Halloween costumes. Yeah, and get lunch. You can't beat that. And that's stays away from your main income. I love it. Christian says, when I find myself in times of trouble, Salient comes to me speaking words of wisdom. Let it be. Let it be. Well, sorry, Skeeks. It was too loud. I pissed off the Quaker parrot, bah. If I'm making money off it, it's probably not my hobby. Teach their own. But I can't say that I started the YouTube thing only 3 years ago. I don't regret it. Really enjoy it. It has been nothing but a positive improvement in my life. Did it cost some money every once in a while? Yeah, but it's money well spent. Anything I make off this, like when I do my giveaways and I send things to you guys, it's paid for by the money I make from this. So that's why I always say if the channel was bigger, the better the giveaways. And that would be the case. I've always was upfront with what I said about my channel. And it's still true today. And it sticks that way. I would love to be able to go get a hold of, and I got a guy I know in the area that gets brand new canister filters for a good price. And I would love to go buy a couple off him and have one right here and here and say, all right, FX6 or FX4 canister filter giveaway. Who's the 2 lucky winners? I would love to do that. But the fact of the matter is those canister filters are expensive and they're going to be heavy to ship at that. So maybe if the channel gets bigger and I'm making more money off videos and things like that, we'll do it. And I promise you, I always stick by my word. You're passing the savings on to the consumer, Salient. True. Ouch. Oh, cramp. But you know how good it feels to give food to you guys on giveaways. And if you're a member, you get more access to more value. So if I was able to do FX6 canister filters and things like that, or even a hang on the back filter, brand new, unused, that would go to members only. Members would only have access to the more valuable gifts, giveaways. But how good it would feel to do that as a show of thank you. And that's what it's all about. Thank you. And I'm pushing hard. I'm trying to get there. So I that's my goal. That's actually my goal. I want to get big enough where I can have enough money to buy these things to send to you as giveaways when they're available. And that is my goal. It has been for a long time. So maybe we'll get there one day. We'll see. So if you like, share, subscribe, let people know, and you get more people here, maybe we can get there and make that happen. But having said that, I'm going to go ahead and jump off. Been a good stream. I have a lot of work ahead of me. I got to run some water lines over to this new utility sink and set that up, get the faucet going. I got to drill a hole through a brick, run a drain out with a cap on the end. Lots of work to do. So I think Mad Mex talked about driving over here from where he's at to give me a hand. He said he could be here in a couple of hours. So I'll wait for you, Mad Mex. No? No? Oh, all right. I guess I'll have to do it myself. I can't even get him to send me stickers. Give him 10 minutes. Great stream, sir, and thank you for it. No, thank you guys. Appreciate you. You're the best. As always, I always look forward to hanging out with you guys Saturday mornings. It's fun. And I need more feedback on my videos, guys. I need more comments. I need more comments on my live streams. You need to be candid with me. I'm a very translucent guy. I'm not a snowflake. I don't get offended. Tell me what you like. Tell me what you don't like. What can I change? I could definitely use your feedback to put out better content, more geared towards people who like watching my stuff. So let me know what you think. Have a good, safe weekend. We'll see you out in the field.